training of youth, training of women. We have inputs such as knowledge.
The bank is funding the program as part of its contribution to the development.
Gracias a los ATAPS, incluso seed production.
Rural and small-scale farmers are the major producers of food consumed in Nigeria. In doing this, they employ old technology and local know-how in the cultivation, processing and marketing of their produce. Sequel to this, their annual yield per hectare is always low as they lack and are not exposed to modern farming techniques to boost output. Over the years, these contribute largely to the poor status of the rural farmers, despite the fact that over 100 million Nigerians depend on them for food they eat daily. Nigerian government, in partnership with the African Development Bank (AFDB), introduced the Agriculture Transformation Agenda Support Program Phase 1 with acronym ATASP-1. To change the lifestyle of rural farmers from being the peasant farmers that they are known for to business-oriented minded farmers.
The Agricultural Transformation Agenda Support Program Phase 1, otherwise known as ATASP-1, was designed by the federal government of Nigeria in collaboration with the African Development Bank. The bank is funding the program as part of its contribution to the development of agriculture in Nigeria. And the program is focusing on various aspects of agriculture. As a matter of fact, it has adopted a holistic approach to tackling the problem of agriculture in Nigeria. The program is looking at the infrastructure aspect in the rural areas, and that has been a major problem in the area of agriculture, because a situation where an investor will have to provide his own water, provide his own road, provide his own power is not economically wise, because such an investor cannot break even. And that is one of the reasons why the African Development Bank is saying, look, let's support in the area of providing this infrastructure so that the private sector will be encouraged to establish processing facilities in the rural areas.
The project focuses on commodity value chain alongside infrastructure development as some of its key components in 4 staple crop processing zones. The 4 staple crop processing zones where the project has been implemented, covering a total of 33 local government areas, are Adani, Omo, Enugu and Anambra states, Bida, Badegi, Niger State, Kano, Jigawa, Sokoto, Kebbi. Target groups are smallholder farmers, mainly youths and women trained by IITA, Africa Rise and ICRISAT along the value chains and assisted with improved technology to record good yield in their farms and product development skills.
ATAPS has a zonal arrangement whereby different states within zones are being organized in such a way that they target particular value chains. And the program has been very, very successful because we have training of youth, training of women, we have inputs such as knowledge, capacity, to do certain things, an improvement in the quality and quantity of yield from the farms. So ATAPS has been doing what others have tried to do, but they have been more widespread than many of the other programs we put in place.
Anambra and Enugu states are the two benefiting states in Southeast Crop Processing Zone, with headquarters in Anambra State. Since the commencement of the program in the zone, rice and cassava production have increased tremendously there by impacting positively on the socio-economic well-being of the farming communities.
States are also collaborating, with us as far as this ATASP-1 program, is concerned. And I know that I've empowered over 40,000 youths. And so they are doing very well. I will believe that at the end of the day, Nigerians will visibly see the value, for this program.
We develop our potential to cut down on the foreign exchange. That is how rice is selected. And then for cassava, cassava is a crop with the highest number of potential diversification. You can produce a lot of product from cassava, and that is why it is being encouraged. Over 100 different products could be produced from cassava. And it's also a crop that is very popular among Nigerians. We all eat gari, and we're also thinking of producing starch, all from cassava. So cassava is a highly profitable crop, and that is why we're encouraging its production.
I cannot explain what I got from ATASP-1.
A 30-year-old Ndidigwe Ezekiel Ekene, a graduate who has benefited immensely from the ATASP-1 initiative in Adani, Enugu State, after his National Youth Service and having received training on farming, decided to start a rice farm. Formerly, what he did here was that he used to broadcast rice. But with the intervention of ATASP-1 and the help of Africa Rice, he now adopts a new approach which has significantly increased the yield.
With the intervention of ATASP-1, with the help of African Rice, we are able to adapt GAP method of farming, that is GAP, and that increased our yield. Like formerly, although this is dry season rice, like this is November, having that we harvest this rice around October, September, you get up to at least 20 or 21 bags of this bag.
Another farmer, Bernard Idu, who through the program has increased production to 10 hectares, said the improved technology and the seeding system training he received from ATASP-1 are a turning point in the yield of crops.
This system and this modern type is that after the ATASP-1, when they came into this place, we thought they were playing, but we saw the seriousness in them and we continue to follow them. Normally, I used to get, from this particular one, I get 3 points, at times 2 points. But this year, I got 4.6 from this hectare, this 1 hectare, unlike the previous years.
Besides rice and cassava, ATASP-1 has for the first time introduced sorghum farming among the Mbo community of Udenu local government area of Enugu State. And the people are seeing huge potentials in the crop.
We didn't know much about sorghum before. So ATASP-1 has already done a lot to us by bringing the sorghum to us. So, and coming to the aspect of our next line of action of expansion of it, I believe that by next year, because this is just a trial, each species trying them whether they will do well, and we have seen that a lot of them did very well.
Oguda Solomon Ugochukwu is a 31-year-old graduate of zoology and father of 2. He says Seeds Multiplication Initiative has changed his view of farming and equipped him and other 20 members of the group to to make more money.
ATASP-1 that introduced us into seed multiplication. We are just ordinary farmers before planting paddy. But with the assistance of the ATASP, they introduced us into seed production. And we were so happy about such because somebody being a seed producer is just like a gold mine. Because when others farmers, when they produce, they just sell as grain. But you produce as a seed. When you go to the market, you sell higher.
Constructions of health facilities, primary schools and road constructions are underway in the communities, with most of them reaching completion states.
ATAPS, does infrastructure development, also deals with capacity building for youths and women.
In Niger, the project has helped increase the production of rice, sorghum and cassava in the state. ATASP-1 introduced a new, improved variety of sorghum and cassava to the farming communities in Bida Badagi crop processing zone. Alhaji Ahmed Allah is one of the benefiting farmers in the zone. He refocuses his 50 hectares of sorghum farm with new and improved 4 varieties as he was connected to off-takers in Kano State. This, he said, has expanded his economic well-being.
For the rainy season, we supervise the land. We advise him the way to do the plow. I even assist him because I'm working with the local government also to get the tractor to till the land, and the ATAPS showed him the seat where we in fact assist him to do the planting, the spacing, which is 35 by 70 by row and by column, which he tried to advise him way to manage the farm.
Alhaji Yahya Muhammad, 49, and father of 5, from Wushishi local government area of Niger State, cultivates cassava, maize, sorghum and millet, but does more of cassava, an area which he benefits from ATASP-1 intervention. With the new technology he was introduced to in the program, the cassava yield is doing extremely better. He said he is expecting over 1 million naira from the hectare he cultivated under the program.
First of all, when we came, we sensitized the farmers to tell them that, look, at times some things you expect from your farm, why you are not getting them, it's not because the farm is losing its fertility. It's because the seed itself is losing its potentials. So what you do is that at most, farm is a particular seed for just 2 years and change it. And when their complaint is, how do we get seed? So at ATAPS now, we try to, we did what we call youth seed production training. We call it a youth agribusiness training. We trained youths in different zones to produce seed. So now we have youths that produce seed for rice. We have youths now that produce seed for sorghum. We now also have youths that produce stems for cassava.
Apart from farm initiatives, rural infrastructure like roads, markets, water and clinics were built across all the benefiting local governments in the participating states.
The policy of ATA when this administration came in, and that is what this program is pursuing, to ensure that our people are not only trying to mechanize or trying to make agriculture commercial, but we are providing them with necessary capacity in order to do that. Empowerment through training, which of course is key. You are aware that most of the farmers are in rural areas, and for us to achieve our aim of getting the commercial, to achieve a commercial agricultural development, then we need to open up the new areas, the rural areas. We also need to educate them in terms of agricultural intensification. We need to also educate them in the process of mechanization. and also build their capacity so that they can have access to mechanization. And I think this is one of the best programs this ministry has ever had in terms of promoting agricultural development under the ATA program we have.
Kebbi, Sokoto zone of ATASP-1 has carried out various activities in the second quarter of 2017, which have attracted commendations from the benefiting communities and other stakeholders. Some of the activities include trainings for youths along rice and sorghum value chains in collaboration with National Office, Africa Rice and ICRISAT. A total of 1,292 youths, including women, were trained on seed rice and sorghum production and processing technologies, good agronomic practices.
ATASP suka fara ziyartar mu suka kawo mana iri aka ɗauki mutum hudu nan garin da aka ba su iri.
ATASP-1 is also intervening in rural infrastructural development in Kebbi.
In regards to infrastructures, we have a number of infrastructures both in Sokoto and Kebbi within the zone. We have 14 number of solar boreholes. 6 of these solar boreholes were construction, while 6 were rehabilitation and 2 were hand pumps. Then we have 8 blocks of classrooms, 8 blocks of 2 classrooms with offices. We have 4 in Kebbi and 4 in Sokoto. Then we have 4 clinics, 2 in Kebbi and 2 in Sokoto. Then we have 2 markets, 1 in Kamba, 1 in Suru in Kebbi, and 1 in Hamali, and 1 in Gidan Arjo in Sokoto, 4 of them. Then we have, apart from that, we have the road construction. We are to cover 56 kilometers of roads within the zone. Some of them are surface dressing, that is double coating, and some of them are just feeder roads.
This primary school, located in Dande local government of Kebbi State, was fully constructed by the initiative of the transformation program.
We are managing some in the class while some are under the shade of trees. That's how we are managing. But for now, we have a block of 2 classes. I think we still need more, but for now, we can manage, and we really appreciate it.
Today, we have no issue of funding, and we make appropriate payment as at when due. Contractors are being fed within the time stipulated. Only a little teething problem of process, but we have overcome all those ones and surpassed it. And I'm happy to tell you, as at today, Kebbi Sokoto's processing zone has been able to profile 12,000 farmers, and we have also created innovation platform at most 4, which we feel we have even surpassed our target. So I believe we are on course.
ATASP-1 is also intervening in rural infrastructural development in Kano and Jigawa states. This health facility was put in place in this farming community to further enhance the well-being of the rural area. Before now, the people of the community had to travel for over 200 kilometers to access health facility.
When we are conducting the needs assessment of the area and where we can cite some of our projects, so we found this place to be in the inner land, so they don't have any basic health facility. And what they even told us when we are here, they said about last year alone, about 10 pregnant women died because from this place to the main road. So they died on the road because of the difficulties in coming in. The rule of ATAP is that any community that you are going to put a project, you have to look for farmers. And here we have about 10 to 15 group of farmers in association, and each group contain about 10 to 25 members each.
Zuwan ita wannan hukuma ta ATASP nan to mun ga alama shi isa tunda aka zo.
We believe in ATASP and we will continue to encourage our subjects to embrace the program.
Domin inganta aikin nomanmu da wannan aiki da aka kawo na ATASP.
Another unique initiative of ATASP-1 is that of the building of capacity of local fabricators of farming and processing tools in all the participating states. Hamisu Yahaya is one of the benefiting fabricators.
I attend transplanter train, I attend hammer milling machine train, I attend cassava processor train, all with ATASP, and this parboiler train. An adjustment, which if the variety is.
Today, Hamisu fabricates all kinds of farming equipment that can compete with foreign ones, courtesy of ATASP-1.
But I don't think there is a machine which government can bring from outside country which we cannot do it.
Linking farmers with off-takers is one of the components of the ATASP-1 initiative. Under the program, farmers groups across all the three value chains of rice, cassava and sorghum enjoy the patronage of millers and processors. Flour mills of Nigeria, Stallion Rice, among other processors, are experiencing boosts in their raw material supply with the support of ATASP-1.
ATASP, they are directly involved in village level farmers, those who are actually working in the village ground level rice farmers, and we are part of ATASP, and we are proud of it to be engaged by ATASP to work closely with the farmers.
Women, mostly the younger ones, are being